All right, Professor, these are the 5 people that will be observing. Here. Okay. My name's Brandon, but hey, you guys already know me like that. Um, so,
It turned off.
I know.
Okay.
So college skills, you know it, you love it, you hate it. It's just one of those things, especially I think I have 3 college students in here, I think 4. Um, I wasn't I wasn't able to pass my algebra class without studying properly. If I didn't study properly, I wouldn't have gotten a B in it. But when it comes to studying, you just got to do it because, again, if you're in college, you need it in order to be academically successful. And depending on your career choice, you also have to study for, licensing exams. You know, I don't remember what they're called, but sometimes quarterly examinations if new policies need to go underway. I was in life insurance. They told us, hey, here's a module, you have to learn it. If you don't, you get 3 chances. After that, we gotta let you go. So my entire point here is I'm hoping to embark good, study habits to you guys, again, to the 4 college students here, and also impart lessons that I had to learn the hard way. So let's get to the first slide, if you could.
Yeah.
So time management, right? We've all been here before. We've all been this guy, right? You need to make time for your leisure time. You need to make time for study time. Leisure time, long walks on the beach, writing a romance novel, whatever it is that you do to blow off steam on your own time. This is stuff that's going to help your your mental faculties. This is your mental health, right? And basically what that's going to do for you is this is going to allow you to better function in class, better function in exams, overall do a better job, right? Your study time, that's the stuff that's really the meat and potatoes of things, right? This is going to be your academic activities, going over exams, going over tests, studying for quizzes, whatever it is, preparing for the next lessons. This is stuff that is actually going to be really, really, really important, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, the University of Guelph is a real university, you're free to look it up, but it says to make a plan. When you make a plan, it works. I can tell you right now, I made a plan every day of the week. My little sister's in the audience, she knows. Every week I'd say, hey, Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to the study center for algebra. I'm going at 6 in the morning, I'm leaving at 12, or I'm staying at 4, leaving at 6, right? When you better understand your plan, you better know when to attack things and when to do them in order, so you don't get lost. You're not just shooting off and blindly hoping that you hit something, right? Now, scheduling for studying. Okay, this is the meat and potatoes right here. Non-negotiable. This right here, non-negotiable. You actually have to do it, right? When you make time for studying, I'm talking about, okay, you're gonna find a place that will facilitate good, habits. It's not loud, it's not noisy, right? You know what subject you're going to be studying. You know what your goals and accomplishments are going to be that time, right? And Oxford Learning says 20, 30 minutes. I can tell you right now, 20, 30 minutes. Even if you're doing 4-hour stretches, 3-hour stretches, break it up into 20, 30 minute segments with 5 minutes apiece, right? This is going to be your best way to do it so you don't get burned out like that. Now, little victories. Little victories add up into, winning the battles. You don't need to understand the lesson your first time around when it comes to studying. I think that's a myth personally. When it came to algebra, I wouldn't personally understand one's problem. I wouldn't beat myself up for it because later I would reflect and I would better understand it, or I would understand other things, just not the thing that I wanted to in that moment. Which again, think of it like a hand going around a clock. Every minute adds to 60 minutes. Eventually both faces of the clock are going to hit 12, right? Little victories add up into grand victories. So if you could, for the next one. All right, you're studying. What's next, right? You're doing the deed, right? Goals and rewards, right? Treat yourself. If you have a really long study session, treat yourself to like your favorite fast food. Treat yourself to Cane's, get yourself something to eat. Buy yourself a soda. I find that studying with only the reward of you get an A in the class is not going to do it. If you do it like that, I guarantee you're just going to burn out like a dying star. You're going to do it, it's going to burn you out really fast, really quickly. So have little rewards for yourself, little goals, you know, like if I do that thing that I'm supposed to do, or if I get an A on my little study, you know, practice exam or whatever, I can buy myself a Dr. Pepper, you know, something to, you know, give yourself. Staying on top of things. Study Hack says that you gotta stay organized. Okay, again, if you're not organized, that's it. It's game over. Because if you can't find your stuff, I'll give you an example. If you can't find your study material, you can't find your exams with teachers' replies on them or comments. If you can't find graded material, the things that you need to be studying for that week, which, you know, let's say it takes 5 minutes, that's already like almost 30 minutes. It adds up. It slowly adds up. Eventually, you're going to be 30 minutes already is already an entire study session right there. And if you do it again, that's an hour. Little things like that add up, and if you keep going down that route, you're not going to be efficient. You want to be efficient. Now, the University Glyph also says that keeping notes, when you keep your notes, you want to make sure they're legible. If you have Russian cursive handwriting and you can't read that, you're toasted. You're done. You're sunk in the water and it's over. I heard a story about a guy who paid $30 for someone to write notes. He couldn't even read the notes he paid for. So not only was he out $30, he couldn't even study the notes he paid for at the same time. So make sure that you study correctly, at least when, make sure you at least make sure your notes are written correctly. Yep. Next slide. All right, so it's dangerous, you know, it's dangerous to study alone. I take this with you. Get proper sleep, all right? I used to wake up at 5 in the morning to go to school to study, right, for 4 hours. I had to do this and I got proper sleep. 10 o'clock I was in bed, 11 o'clock I was out, right? You have to do that. It's non-negotiable. Your sleep is very important. Mentally prep also, by the way. You know, hype yourself up in the shower or before you go to bed. Just say that you're going to do this, you can do this. For some people it's scary, for some people it's daunting. That 5 minutes alone, once you know, get through onto the other side and you're actually doing things, is half the battle. Get a proper meal. I don't care if it's McDonald's, Cane's, eggs and steak. Eat something before you study, because once you're studying and it's a 4-hour stretch, you are going to be thinking about food, and that's all you're going to be thinking about. You're wasting your time. Make sure your notes are organized, man. Please make sure your notes are organized, because if you're doing what I call the freshman shuffle and you're going through your bag and you're trying to find your notes and 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 5 minutes there, hey, would you look at that? The study area you're at's already closed, you accomplish nothing, right? Whistle while you work. Studying is what you make it. It doesn't have to be a drag. You don't have to hate it. Personally, I like listening to DMX whenever I studied Algebra 1. I thought it was funny listening to hardcore gangster rap while I was studying, you know? So again, studying is what you make it. Next slide. Now, my closing remarks. You are going to be successful with studying, right? Once you got the hang of it, you can do it all day. Don't matter if it's at night, don't matter if it's in the morning, don't matter if it's on a holiday, you'll be able to use this ability on tap. It's a skill that you'll never lose. Only caveat is, as the saying goes, use it or you lose it. If you don't use it, you're going to get sloppy, you're going to get lazy, and eventually you will lose the ability to study properly. So please, make sure your notes are organized. From one college student to the 4 of them right now, one of them being my little sister, please have your notes organized and make sure your handwriting is legible. Thank you.
9 minutes.
Hold on, before, did you record it? Also, Professor, this is the entire thing. Anakin, do you want to say hi for the hot dog costume bit?
I like titles.